Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a quick and dirty summary of Kazuha's story quest from Genshin Impact version 2.8. The Traveler and Paimon are walking through Inazuma when they are attacked by someone holding a glowing sword. The attacker seems to have mistaken them for Kazuha and leaves. They then look for Kazuha to warn him. Eventually they figure out he's at the Tenryou Commission and head over. They arrive to see Kazuha speaking with Kujo Kamaji, an official at the commission. Kamaji is offering Kazuha restoration of the Kaidahara clan status. The Kaidahara clan was part of the Raiden Gokunin, 5 renowned bladesmith clans that were taught the craft by the shogun herself and who served under her directly. Unfortunately, most of the Gokunin eventually fell apart due to Futui manipulations, and most of the blame fell to the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans. Now that the Futui manipulations are revealed, the shogun seeks to restore the Kaidahara clan's status as recompense. Kazuha asks for time to think about it, and the traveler tells him about the attacker. The two decide to investigate. They then speak to an investigator named Ryuji. Ryuji tells him about 2 missing people, a collector named Mr. Nagato and a samurai named Amanoma Yuya. They then head over and speak to Togo Amanoma, a smithy and uncle of the missing samurai. Togo tells them that on the day Yuya went missing, he said he was meeting with Mr. Nagato to bring Togo a gift. Then a fire broke out at Mr. Nagato's warehouse and the two went missing. The gang then heads over to Mr. Nagato's house and meets his wife, Sachiko. Sachiko tells them Mr. Nagato has been a collector all his life, but at some point turned obsessive, racking up debts to pay for his collection. They then head over to Mr. Nagato's warehouse where Kazuha senses a Tatarigami presence. Tatarigami is the cursed energy that filled Yashiori Island. The presence leaves, but they track it to a note written by Mr. Nagato. The note states that Yuya took a sword, attacked Mr. Nagato, and set fire to the warehouse. They continue tracking the presence and find their attacker, which is Yuya, possessed by a sentient sword filled with Tatarigami energy. Turns out the sentient sword was created hundreds of years ago by a smith from the Kaidahara clan who fell for the Futui's manipulations and deserted Inazuma. When the smith died, the sword decided to fulfill its creator's last wish and return to Inazuma and challenge the almighty shogun, proving the might of the Kaidahara clan's arts. The sword now seeks to possess Kazuha, as he is the only person known to have been able to block the shogun's blade. The gang fights the possessed Yuya and beats him. Kazuha realizes through their battle that the sword is deeply weakened and simply does not have the power to challenge the shogun. The sword then threatens to kill Yuya unless Kazuha lets him possess him. Kazuha instead makes a bet that it will let the blade possess him if it can prove that it has the power to defeat the shogun. The blade agrees and lets Kazuha wield it while maintaining control over Yuya. They then go fight some Ronin, and the blade realizes that it cannot win against the shogun. When Kazuha was holding the blade, he also got a glimpse at the blade's true memories and the creator's true intent. Despite deserting Inazuma, the blade's creator eventually realized the Futui's manipulations and felt deep guilt. He then spent the last of his days refining his art and created the sentient blade. His last wish was not to challenge the shogun, but for his greatest creation to return to his homeland and show the might of the Kaidahara clan's arts. Instead, the blade, which the creator likely unknowingly forged with Tatarigami energy, was corrupted by the energy's influence and left a trail of injured or dead people as it possessed its way back to Inazuma. The blade now realizes the error of its ways and releases Yuya. It then asks for a duel against the now freed Yuya against Kazuha using the sentient blade so that it can somehow fulfill its maker's wishes. They duel and then head over to Amanoma's smithy. When they get there, they are informed that Mr. Nagato was found alive. Kazuha then allows the blade to possess him, and the blade sacrifices its own consciousness to repair and restore itself using the techniques of its creator. The newly forged blade is now a perfect example of its creator's techniques and the Kaidahara clan's arts. The blade also reveals its name, Kagotsurube Ishin. They then decide to return to Kamaji, where Kazuha rejects his offer and decides to continue sailing with Beidou. And that is the end of this quest and this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. If you liked what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe.